much. That's all I have time for in the discussion. Also want to thank Brigadier for joining us. And with that, viewers, we're now going to proceed. Some more breaking news updates are now coming in. Billionaire Gautam Adani and his nephew Sagar Adani have asked a U.S. court to dismiss a securities fraud lawsuit brought by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, arguing the case falls outside the U.S. jurisdiction and fails to establish any wrongdoing. In a pre-motion letter filed ahead of a planned April 30 motion seeking dismissal of the lawsuit, Adani, through their lawyers, said the SEC's claims over a 2021 bond sale by the group's renewable energy arm Adani Green Energy Limited are legally flawed on multiple grounds. The SEC had sued the Adanis in November 2024, alleging they misled investors by failing to disclose an alleged bribery scheme tied to Indian state officials, framing the case under US securities laws. Adanis argued that the court lacks personal jurisdiction, saying neither had sufficient contacts with the US or direct involvement in the bond opening. The USD 750 million bond sale was conducted outside the United States under Rule 144A and regulations. Exemptions with securities sold to non-US underwriters and only later resold in part to qualified institutional buyers. Lawyers added that the complaint does not allege that Gautam Adani approved the issuance, attended key meetings or directed any activity at US investors. The filing also contends the SEC's case is impermissible, extraterritorial, noting the securities were not listed in the US, the issuer is Indian, and the alleged misconduct occurred entirely in India. Let's go across to Aditya Vadvan to get more updates on this. Aditya, Adanis are terming the SEC's ruling as unpermissible. What are more details that you have?
Well, absolutely, Kriti, citing U.S. Supreme Court precedent, the defendant said that the SEC failed to show any domestic transaction or requirement for applying U.S. security laws. They went on to state that SEC does not allege any investor losses, adding that the bonds matured and were fully repaid with interest in 2024. They also disputed the underlying bribery allegations, saying there is no credible evidence supporting such claims. The filing argues that statements cited by the SEC relating to ESG commitments, anti-corruption practices and corporate reputation amount to non-actionable puffery or general corporate optimism that investors cannot reasonably rely on. It further said that SEC failed to link either defendant to specific misleading statements or demonstrate intent to defraud. Kriti.
Aditya, do continue being with me. There are more updates in this regard now. A US court has also admitted a petition by Indian billionaire Adani and his nephew Sagar Adani seeking dismissal of securities